The Eternal Church WordVibes Nugget for Sunday, February 21, 2021. The Father is first begotten Son and other sons. The minister started out reminding us of the scripture from Romans 8:28, which reads, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose." This was a needful reiteration and encouragement from the previously taught message. And to continue with the message, the minister started in Acts 13 verse 33, which reads, "God had fulfilled the same unto us their children, in that he had raised up Jesus again, as it is written in the second Psalm, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee." The apostle was saying that the same day Jesus was raised from the dead, God has begotten us, the other brethren. Jesus is the firstborn among many brethren. All the brethren, that is, all his brothers and sisters, experienced that same type of birth. We speak not of the natural birth, but the spiritual birth that took place when Jesus was resurrected from the dead. Colossians 1 verse 12 through to 18 reads, "Giving thanks unto the Father which hath made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light, who hath delivered us from the power of darkness, and hath translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence." There's an inheritance that we as sons enjoy in the kingdom of light. Translation is something done supernaturally by God, where we move from the kingdom of darkness to the kingdom of light. The redemption and forgiveness being spoken of by the apostle is not only speaking of a past experience, but also what is felt in the present, is fellowship and experiencing the joy of it. If we want to see God, we look at Jesus. If a person wants to see God, they should be able to see him in his other sons too. Preeminence here means superiority, to go before or to lead by example. So Jesus has preeminence. He goes before us. Jesus is the head of the church. So we have been invited by God to be a part of the church. It is really a glorious privilege to become a son. Jesus is not the first child that wants all the privileges for himself, but he wants us to be as good as he is and even do greater works. To conclude, we were encouraged that there is nothing we have to worry about being a son of God and coming behind the first son Jesus, because he has already made the way for us. This message for me was a blessing in that I was reminded of the fact that Jesus is the firstborn, but he's not the only son, and there is no need to worry about trying to be holy or what we have to do, because Jesus already showed us the way and being the perfect example of how we should live as a son. We just need to follow his leading.